Tonight, 6 weeks after the New York Democratic primary, congressional candidate Suraj Patel doesn't know if he won or lost because election officials have yet to announce a winner.
It was just a complete mess of a system.
The reason? 10 times more New Yorkers, a whopping 1.8 million, requested absentee ballots than did 4 years ago. Experts tell NBC News New York election officials were woefully unprepared. Governor Andrew Cuomo had tried to make the process easier by sending postage-paid envelopes with all requested ballots. But that ended up backfiring because to be counted, ballots need to be postmarked with a date, something the post office doesn't usually do for prepaid metered mail. So those ballots, thousands of them, were not counted.
You are not entitled to a perfect election in America, but you are entitled to a free and fair one.
Patel, who's trailing by 3,700 votes, sued to have more ballots without postmarks counted. Overnight, a judge ruling at least 1,000 disputed ballots must be included. And there were other issues. 33,000 ballots mailed out to voters the day before Election Day, meaning they'd never make it back in time.
We have to be able to say we messed it up.
New York election officials say they were doing their best under difficult circumstances. But that hasn't stopped President Trump, a critic of mail-in voting, from using the New York election mess to make his point.
It's been a total disaster. They're 6 weeks into it now. They have no clue what's going on. How are you going to do that for an entire nation?
So what does this primary fiasco mean for November, when 50 to 80 million Americans are expected to vote by mail?
It's a cautionary tale of how states and localities really need to get prepared and work with the Postal Service.
Stanford election law professor Nate Persily says Congress needs to appropriate $3 to $4 billion to help states and do it fast.
I think we have 2 weeks to make the critical decisions that are necessary to pull off this election.
After that,
when it comes to buying the necessary equipment, making sure we have enough polling places and poll workers, we have really just 2 weeks to put the basics in place.
Professor Persily says that if the election is close, don't expect to know the results for at least a week, and that ultimately it may be up to the Supreme Court to decide.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.